This is your time. There has never been a greater opportunity in your life right now than right now to get rich in wholesaling real estate. You might not know this, but there is no better time to plant a tree than 10 years ago. But the next best time to plant a tree is right now. And the truth is, a lot of you guys are stuck. You're struggling to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. You're struggling to start making money in wholesaling. And you're honestly struggling right now to become successful. And what I need everybody to understand is this is the time to stop being broke. And the only way to stop you from being broke is to get busy. That is right. This is your time. I've talked to a lot of people, especially in the summertime. I said, this is your summer. This is your summer where you decide, hey, I'm going to go all in and do it. And then I get people, in the winter, I say, this is your winter. This is your spring. And at the end of the day, this is your time. There is very, very rare moments in people's lives where they have the ability to harness their future, their destiny, and to change their family's life. And right now, and especially with wholesaling real estate, this is the time. There's no law stopping you from getting this business. There's no this or that. Everything is set up for you to win. The bar has never been lower for you to become successful or to be great in wholesaling. As long as you're willing to do more than what the average person's willing to do, you can become successful. The problem is I see it time and time again. People aren't willing to do it. And so what we need to do today is talk about how you are going to break the generational curses and get rich. Specifically, what you need to do at the end of this talk of how you can become a rich and successful wholesaler. And I'm going to be a little brutal. I'm going to go for some of y'all's necks today, but I think it's a talk that needs to be happening. Okay. And I get a lot. The truth of why I'm having this today is I get these DMs all the time, and I get these people talking to me and asking me, Zach, I'm grinding, and I'm losing. I'm putting my everything into this business. I'm putting everything and I'm getting nowhere. And they're like, wholesaling's just not in the cards for me, or I'm not successful because of it. And it drives me crazy when people say that. And I'm not the guy, so you're a loser because you're working hard. But the truth is, for everyone watching this, and we're in a very weird society where it's all Instagram, social media, look at me, look at me, look at me. The truth is, what is done in the darkness always will be brought to the light. And this is a very mean statement, I think. I think this is a statement not a lot of people like to talk about. But what you do when nobody is looking, when nobody is seeing you, will always be brought to the light. And what I mean by this is, what you're doing when nobody else is watching you, that is going to show you how many deals you're doing. And so we get so many of these wholesalers, right, that they become super, uber successful. And you don't see them bragging. You don't see them posting on social media. The only thing you see of them is the checks that they get. Because what they are doing when nobody else is watching them is they are grinding. They are working. They're putting everything in this business. And not a lot of wholesalers really understand this concept. But nobody cares what you post on social media. Nobody cares that you're grinding. Nobody cares that you're showing people you are. The only thing men and women really care about in wholesaling is results. So I could care less how many hours you tell me you do something. What the results at the end of the day are, is what's happening for you. And so you have to get the results nobody else can get. And so if the average wholesaler getting in here doesn't get a deal, you have to get a deal, which is something they can't do. Now, this is a very interesting concept and something you should probably know. But if you want to get results that nobody else is willing to do, we got to look at rich wholesalers, right? And so I have 250,000+ people in freewholesaling.com, all these successful wholesalers. And what I've always seen is the rich wholesalers always do the things that nobody else wants to do. Now, really think about this hard. If you're willing to do things that nobody else is willing to do, you will get results that nobody else is willing to get. If you want to get 5 deals a month, you're probably doing things that the average person isn't willing to do. Simple as that. This is how wholesaling real estate works. And I know people get mad that I don't make this some crazy complicated process or video, but this is this business. If you do what people aren't willing to do, you'll become successful. And so you have to tell yourself, and I'm begging everybody watching this to be doing this. You have to say, hey, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is the single sentence that I've told myself getting in this business to make my first 100 grand and then ultimately up to my first $1 million that has made me more successful than anything else. Hey, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And once you start telling yourself this and you start actually implementing this, you will see more results than anything. And so, you got to be asked, Zach, how do I become successful? How do I get just like you? I get all this stuff. Well, do what people aren't willing to do. So the average wholesaler, they are scared to death to cold call. They don't want to cold call. They don't talk to sellers on the phone. It's scary. I don't want to go in front of them. I don't want to cold call. You have to tell yourself, hey, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is what my family needs. My family needs me to make 30 grand this month. This is what you do. And you get way better talking to sellers with cold calling, and that's how you get results. And you get every guru and schmoo in the world says, don't cold call, spend 7 grand a month in this SEO program. And you get all this stupid stuff, right? And the wholesaling game has always been rigged for you to fail, right? They put you on this hamster wheel where you get excited about a new concept. The concept costs 7 grand. You get sold. And the reason you're not successful is because you're not buying something, right? And always go back to do the thing you don't have to spend any money. Cold call. At the end of the day, it's not because you cold calling that actually makes you successful or gets deals. It's because you're willing to do things that you don't want to do. The average person does not want to cold call. But if the average person cold calls, they have that muscle in their mind of, hey, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And once you just have that muscle of doing this, you end up making more money. Think about reverse drawing for dollars. Nobody wants to put sticky notes in houses. If you just start doing things that nobody else wants to do, and you say, hey, Roger that, I'm going to do it. Guys, it's lonely at the top. There's not a lot of people willing to go the extra mile in wholesaling. It's really hard to find people doing what I'm doing. Very hard. Because they're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to grind out here. And so reverse drawing for dollars is another thing. I just don't see people doing it. Now, there's a good amount of people that do it. And there's people that do it that don't get deals. But a majority of the people that are willing to really stick to a schedule and have discipline in their lives, they get deals. A lot of you guys need this talk because you hear cold calling, you hear reverse drawing for dollars, you hear texting, and you roll your eyes like, oh, I don't want to do that. What's the easy thing for me? And the fact that you're going after the easy thing is the reason why you're behind it in the first place. You have to do what other people aren't willing to do. Once you start implementing this, you do well. Heck, we can talk about this all day, government lists. You're watching this, you don't want to pull the pre-foreclosures. You don't do the water shutoffs. The fire damage property, someone said I can't get that list. And you cry about it. I get this all the time. Zach, should I cold call the fire damage property list? They said they're not going to give me the list. They just gave up. You sound like a loser saying this. Are you a loser? Do you give up easy? Yes or no? Then why are you giving up? You're watching this because you don't give up. And so when you get any resistance in getting a fire damage property list or a water shut off list or, the tax liens and someone says, no, you can't get it. Why are you giving up? You're giving up on yourself. You're giving up on your future. You're giving up on your future kids and family. So you're not giving up on yourself or giving up on the list. You're giving up on your future by doing this stuff. You just have to do just a little bit above the bare minimum for success. You just have to do a little bit above what the average person is willing to do. So the average person's here. If you're willing just to do here, you will find success. But the problem is the majority of people get into wholesaling, get stuck in that lump of just doing the bare minimum. It's depressing when I see a kid who is stuck in a bad situation and he has all this time and he can do it, but he gets a little bit of issue and just gives up. Probates. Let's talk about this for a second. I just said the word probate. You're definitely cringing right now. You're saying, I don't know about that one. What excuse in your mind are you telling yourself why you can't pull the probates? I feel like I'm a grave robber. I think I'm doing this, or I think it's not right. Whatever excuse your mind is creating right now, you get no glory on being a little baby and deciding not to go after a list that can make your family 50 grand this month. You're giving up. You're excusing your brain. I don't care what excuse you put in your mouth, in your brain of why you can't pull the probate list or cold call or drive for dollars. Do you guys understand the issues coming when I give you all these ways that people just 10, 15 hours a week, that's all I'm asking you. And if you're willing to do that, you get successful. But I say probates, you say, oh. I say cold calling, you say, oh. I say reverse drive for you go, oh. You know, like, I can only give you so many ways to success. And if you just say no to all of them, you're saying no to your future. And it's going to take a while for you to man up and say, hey, I'm going to eliminate all excuses I have and just go all in on what Zach says. Guys, I'm not charging you a dime for any of this stuff. I have freewholesaling.com. I have a free wholesaling course to spend tens of thousands of dollars a month teaching you how to wholesale obsolete for free. I'm spending my money trying to teach you wholesaling for free, and you are just crapping all over what I'm trying to get to you for free because you decided in your brain that, I don't want to pull this list. I'm trying to give you the information so you can have the leg up and the success. But when you come to me and say, oh, well, I can't do that. Oh man, that's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Of course this business is hard. You're not going to make 40 grand in a month by just sitting on your butt doing nothing all day. You have to grind. You have to work. You have to do what's hard. Life is hard, guys and gals. And yeah, if you're 14 years old and you live with your parents, like, you probably haven't had a hard life. But do you want to be homeless and be hard? Like, there's people in way worse situations than you right now that don't know about wholesaling. They don't know about how to get out of their situation. And you can be that guy or gal that does it. You can do it. Everybody is looking at you. And so I'm telling the men and women watching this, embrace the daily struggle. Embrace the grind. Embrace how bad this is going to suck. And one really thing I always like is when I was on my high school wrestling team, one of my coaches in the summer was, they had this team, they're state champions, really, really good. And they always had this motto, and that's why they were always state champions, is, embrace the grind. And most wrestlers have this type of thing. And it was a very interesting frame of mind because wrestling's not easy. I mean, most sports aren't easy, but it sucked, right? Like you were wrestling, it was annoying, you were cutting weight, all this stuff. And there was always a big sign that said, embrace the grind. And the reason these men were state champions is because once you start shifting your mindset of, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is difficult. Oh, this is just so hard too. Hey, I'm embracing that this is a grind. I love that this is a struggle because with the more struggle I take, the closer I get to making myself rich and to helping my family and making myself successful. And you have to look at, hey, nobody else is willing to do what I'm doing right now, so no one's going to get the results that I do. I used to tell myself that when I was cold calling 5 hours a day. Hey, nobody else in my market is cold calling 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight on a triple line dialer like me. This is why I was making money at 19 years old that no other 19-year-old was doing, because I was willing to do what the average person in my market was not willing to do. So I'm telling everybody, embrace the grind, embrace the struggle. It's a very taboo subject for my generation. It's a very taboo subject for people younger than me to talk about embracing the grind. Embracing that this business is going to suck. Embrace that things are not going to be easy. Once you start embracing that or just start going towards struggle, you'll be a lot happier. And once you start figuring out that struggle and suffering is necessary to success, you're going to want more of it. I'm not telling you to do like bad stuff to yourself, but the problem is kids nowadays, and I feel like that guy, kids nowadays. I feel like that guy, kids nowadays. But it's true. People my age nowadays and younger, they hate struggle. They've been taught from their professors, and trust me, at UF I knew this, and from teachers that you shouldn't struggle. You shouldn't be in pain. Things shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be bad. It should be terrible. Oh. If it gets hard, just stop. This is what we're taught. Everything should be all dandelions and rainbows and everyone's all fair and everything's all good. This is not how real life works. We're all in our little cubicles. We're all in our little air conditioning in the summer. We're all nice right now. And if we go across the ocean to Africa, there's a lion and there's a gazelle, and that is life. And that's what nature is. It's not nice little cozy house. That nature is what real life is. Okay, that's what real struggle is. It's eat or be eaten. This is what life is. You go outside, you go in the ocean. Love fishing. There's sharks and there's fish, and you have to struggle every day. And if you don't struggle, you're dead. And so you have to understand that wholesaling business is just like nature. It's kill or be killed. There's no staying cozy and everything gets handed to you. You have to earn it every day. Life as a gazelle is earned every day because you got lions, you got these crazy hyenas going after you. And you have to earn the right to be alive by being fast and being able to go around the crazy lion. And the lion decides when he wakes up in the morning, hey, I need to feed my family. If I can't kill the gazelle, my family doesn't eat and they die. And the gazelle says, if I don't run fast enough, I'm dead. This is the matter of how life works. This is nature. This is kill or be killed. And so you need to make the decision to yourself, what are you willing to do? Because if you want to be the gazelle that they get a little hurt and the lion's running after them, they just decide to sit down and just take a break, it's over. This is how survival of the fittest works. This is how life really works. In business, the top wholesalers are always the ones that work hard. The top wholesalers, the top king of the jungle, are the ones that are willing to grind out and do the work. And they have no excuses in their minds. If you're hurt and you're running around, there's no excuse. The lion's going to get you. So you decide to yourself, are you willing to accept that I have to struggle just for the opportunity to get rich wholesaling? I don't think a lot of you're stuck in your little mindsets, right? We got teachers nowadays, we got gurus nowadays, we got professors nowadays telling you that everything should be fair, and everything should be equal, and everything should be this and that. And that's why I love wholesaling. That's why I love business. Nothing's fair in this game. Nothing's fair in wholesaling real estate. Either you're rich, you're getting rich, or you're broke. This is this business. Either in wholesaling you're a winner or you are a loser. And so you're a winner if you get wholesaling deals, you're a loser if you quit wholesaling. Now I allow people to be called what I call winners in training. And what's a winner in training? A winner in training is somebody who's not a loser, but they're not a winner, but they're working towards becoming a winner. I accept that. I've said this concept a lot. But you're only a loser in wholesaling real estate when you decide to quit. The only way you lose is when you quit. And a lot of people decide to quit. And the only way you lose in this business is by quitting. And so I tell everybody, you have to suffer. Life is not going to be fair. Stuff happens. You get stuck in bad situations. You have to embrace that this isn't good and just keep going. If you decide that, hey, yeah, I'm in a rough situation. I live in a bad area. I have an accent or anything that makes wholesaling a little harder. You have to just accept that. And it's hard for me as a $1 million wholesaler to tell you that, but you have to accept it. From the 250,000 people I taught how to get in this business, there's always a wholesaler that has a worse struggle than you. You know, I got the guys in Nigeria talking about how tough it is sometimes. Most people in Nigeria they don't complain to me and they get rich wholesaling. Then I say, well, do you want to be, the guy in Trinidad and Tobago with no internet that's got a $50,000 probate deal? It's like there's always somebody with a worse off situation than you. There's always somebody with a worse way they're getting successful, right? I have wholesalers watching this from prison. They get little tablets in the internet and they watch how to wholesale. When they get out, they get into wholesaling. And it's always funny. I know people that DM me. I couldn't say it because they said they get in trouble. But I have wholesalers who are literally watching my YouTube videos in prison, learning how to get into wholesaling when they got out in a year. And so you're telling me that your situation right now is bad to get into wholesaling, right? I got little people in prison watching me, trying to get rich. It's hilarious to me. And so we all have our struggles in life. We all have our things that suck, but we just have to embrace that we have certain disadvantages as people, and every unique person has certain disadvantages and advantages. But if you could just embrace that, yeah, it might be a little harder, but roger that. That's gonna be a dang cool story to tell everyone. Good to go, right? Like, so if you're the single mom of 3 and you get your first wholesaling deal, when you come on here and we talk, it's a pretty dang cool story. Hey, I'm a single mom of 3 and I became successful. Dang, that's pretty cool. So you didn't let that disadvantage stop you. I love seeing that. So that's what it's gonna take. And so what I tell everyone is go through freewholesaling.com and suffer. What do I mean by this? Going through that free wholesaling course is not easy. It is not sunshine and rainbows. It's not an easy course to go through. It's a free course. It's the only $7,000 course that you basically get for free. But I have a free course called freewholesaling.com. I think everybody knows about this. But I get a lot of people who don't want to go through the whole course because that course is out. It's tens of hours long, right? It's almost 100 hours. And it's like, oh, that sucks. It's true, it's a lot. But you have to know exactly the right scripts, what to do, what not to do, and all these things in wholesaling. And I get wholesalers that don't want to go through it because the first 2 videos in freewholesaling.com is the entire 16-hour recording of my Escape the Matrix live event I did. And that was a live event where I taught people how to get their first 100K in wholesaling. So I make you sit down for 8 hours for 2 days straight to learn exactly. I sat down with everyone at FBR Plus and I showed for 2 days straight how to make your first 100K in wholesaling. Ask me questions, I answer the questions, all recorded for you guys. And the truth is, it is not fun to go through all that education. It's like school, it's a lot. But if you're willing to grind out and suffer and just learn how to wholesale the right way, you're gonna be at an insane advantage for wholesaling success. So I say, go through wholesaling.com and suffer. It is not gonna be easy, but if you're willing to do that, you can become successful. What I tell everyone too is, you are not alone in this game. Every guru makes it seem like if you're not part of my $7,000 course, you are alone and you can't become successful. Truth here, guys and gals, is no. So what I tell you is ask questions. This is really important. Guys, be a part of the community we have here, right? So if you're watching this on a live stream, ask questions on the live stream. If you're watching a recorded video, go in the comments and just ask me questions. I don't think a lot of people know this, but me and Rick, we personally answer every YouTube comment that gets asked. So ask a question, I'll answer it for I'll do it for free. I don't care. I just want you to become successful. And so all you have to do is just ask questions and you'll see big changes and big success. But if you're just willing to not ask questions, you don't learn by not asking questions, right? Duh. You can be part of my free community, right? So, I have multiple communities, right? But the one that's free is Wholesaling Houses for Real. Wholesaling Houses for Real is my free real estate wholesaling Facebook group. We have 138,000 people in that group. If you can network and talk to other people trying to get in this business, is your community, you're going to be, first of all, way more accountable. You're going to actually be a part of wholesaling and you can start living wholesaling and you actually end up doing better by being in a sort of community like that. And just start working with other wholesalers. On top of that too, I would work with FBR Plus members. And so we have a community that's called FBR Plus. And I'm not telling you to join it, right? Give me a JV deal, then you can go in there for free. But I've been making my FBR Plus members reach out to new wholesalers and work with them. I'm having FBR Plus members teach you how to wholesale real estate for free, JV with you so they can make a ton of money and you can make a ton of money and get through the finish line. Because there's no better way to learn wholesaling real estate than working with somebody that just made 100K last year and he shows you the ropes and gives you buyers. And so if you can work with a FBR Plus member, there's plenty in the YouTube comments, they will teach you for free how to do it. Easy. And so if you're just willing to join, freewholesaling.com, you're willing to ask questions, you're willing to join the Facebook group and just start being a part of my live streams, being a part of my comments. Heck, I will do one-on-ones with people absolutely for free. I do all this stuff, but you are not willing to do this. Guys, I'm giving you a gift. Find me another guru that is going to answer all your comments, that will do one-on-one calls like a Zoom. I'll post streamer links on my live streams, and that anyone else who follows me and talks to me is willing to talk to you and help you out for free without any money at all. There's no gimmicks here. And so you have to be a part of what we're doing here. My plea to everybody is be the man, be the woman that your family needs you to be. And the truth is, you need to be that person for your family that takes that risk. It's not like you're risking $7,000. It's not like you're risking $5,000. You're just risking your time. And be that person your family needs you to be. They're counting on you. There's nobody else they can count on except for you. So are you going to fold under the pressure or not? Got to decide. Like I've said, pressure makes diamonds, guys and gals. And do you know the difference between a real diamond and a mosinite diamond? Everyone's into mosinite diamonds right now, right? And the truth is, the only way you know the difference between a mosinite diamond and a real diamond is a real diamond, once you put it under pressure, it doesn't break. Put it under a nice, fat, beautiful mosinite diamond, the thing breaks into pieces. And the reason why is because a real diamond, heck, you can do a lab-grown diamond, it's a piece of carbon, and they put real diamonds in the ground under volcanic pressure, and that piece of coal goes under so much pressure, it goes under so much struggle, so much heat, that it becomes a diamond after all that struggle and suffering. And once you put that piece of coal, carbon, through the ringer, it becomes a diamond. And once you put all that suffering and pressure to that piece of carbon, There's nothing you're going to do to be able to break it. The mosite diamond's all sexy and pretty, but the only way you know it's real or not is once you put it under pressure. And so I get wholesalers saying, I'm the man, I'm a success, I'm going to become successful, I'm grinding. Well, let's put you under pressure and see who is the real diamond right here. Guys, I want to end it off on this because I think it's something you guys should know, okay? You are your family's last hope. And I want you to know, your grandma's not going to be winning the lottery. Your dad's not going to be getting that insane job that's going to make him millions of dollars. You, and only you, are your family's last hope. And either you take that and it stresses you out, it makes you cry, it makes you suffer, it makes you upset, it stresses you out, or that statement can either make you motivated and say, hey, I'm the only person to help my family out. I'm the only person to give them hope. And I'm gonna go all in and do it. You guys and gals have to make that decision.